have your attention? I want to thank everyone for coming out this afternoon for a very special announcement from the James Beard Foundation on their return to Louisville for the second year for the Taste America series. I'm Jamie Estes, president of Estes Public Relations, and I've been involved with the James Beard Foundation for numerous years, and I'm so excited to introduce my friend and Chief Operating Officer for the James Beard Foundation, Chris Moon.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. As Jamie said, I'm Chris Moon. I'm Chief Operating Officer of the James Beard Foundation. And it's really my pleasure to be back in the great city of Louisville. I told myself I was going to practice how to say Louisville since I was here a year ago and was roasted for saying Louisville. So I'm working on it. But I'm really happy to be back. I've really enjoyed spending a great deal of time here in this great city over the last 6 years. And enjoying the great food and beverage scene that you all have. So a bit about the James Beard Foundation. The James Beard Foundation is about good food. From the James Beard Awards, which recognize the heights of culinary excellence, to an array of gastronomic events that we host throughout the country around the year. We're really passionate about making the food world a more delicious place, one plate at a time. But good food for us is more than just delicious. Good food means a better food world, and for us, that's one that is diverse, sustainable, equitable, and accessible for everybody. And so as we chart the course for the future of the James Beard Foundation, we are focused on good food for good. Good food for good. And so the reason I'm joining you all here today is to announce, as Jamie mentioned, the 7th annual James Beard Foundation's Taste America Tour, which is presented by Capital One this year, is returning to Louisville this fall for a 2-night event. And so the full tour is expanding for the first time, and it will run actually for a full year starting this year. And we're really thrilled that Louisville will join the lineup with 20 other culinary cities that include cities like Boston, Charleston, Chicago, Dallas, Los Angeles, New Orleans, San Francisco, and many more. And so Louisville will host the Taste America series of events, which will celebrate the diversity of American cooking and highlighting our foundation's Good Food for Good platform, which is a platform where we work on issues like food waste reduction, sustainability, inclusivity, and chef advocacy. So the Louisville Taste America event will launch on Thursday, September 26th, and that will kick off with a benefit dinner that will feature local and visiting all-star culinary talent and taking place at the Speed Art Museum here in town. And this year, new event will include an event called Raising the Bar, and that will take place on Friday, September 27th at the Brown Hotel's rooftop. So the cocktail party, Raising the Bar, will highlight sustainability while also offering, of course, one-on-one interactions with local chefs and mixologists. We'll also be hosting a pop-up dinner here back in Louisville in town in early 2020 as part of our Taste America tour. So you're going to be seeing a lot of us, which we're excited about. So, as I mentioned, really delighted to be coming back to town. Such a incredibly rich food, beverage, agricultural scene here in Louisville and in the state of Kentucky. And it's really our hope to continue highlighting our foundation's impact programs and initiatives while, of course, treating food lovers here in the city and the state to tasty bites and delicious drinks. And so now it's really my pleasure to introduce someone who we all know has been an incredible advocate for the Louisville culinary community and has become a friend over the years. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mayor Greg Fisher.
Let's hear it for Chris and the James Beard Foundation here. A great announcement. You know, our food scene has evolved in such a beautiful way in our city, and it's one thing for us to think it, but it's another thing for us to get national and international recognition. So when the James Beard Foundation, Chris, steps up and expands your presence in our city to 2 days this year, we're just really grateful, and really think our local food scene is getting the due that it deserves, but when you guys say it, it means it's really happening. So great job. We really appreciate that. This is, to me, the food equivalent of winning an Academy Award. So it's just fun. Look, if you're the mayor, you want to brag about things, okay? It's always good to have third parties brag about you as well. So we're extremely proud of our local food scene, all of the people that have gone into making this happen. Our Louisville tourism is, of course, constantly shouting from the rooftop about our local food scene, the wonderful chefs that we have, our wonderful farmer partnerships that we have as well. Regina Stivers from the state you're going to hear from in a second. It's a beautiful partnership we have with the Commonwealth and Frankfurt in terms of what's going on in Louisville and other cities, frankly, around Kentucky, and then our state government to highlight something that's so unique. What every place wants is something unique that nobody else can duplicate, so that when people come here, they leave and say, that was really fantastic, and it was one-of-a-kind type of experience. And that's what you get here in Louisville. That's what you get in Kentucky. We saw that last year with the initial James Beard Foundation event at Ashburn Farms. It was just a beautiful setting on a rather cool fall day, if I remember. But the excitement around food and sustainability and the broader James Beard Foundation just really resonated with our food scene here in Louisville in such a way that it really came together, and we hoped it was going to lead to a longer partnership such that we're seeing here today with this announcement here today. So we're appreciative about that. When you think about the diversity of our food scene, of course it's food and beverage now, but here's a great example in Volare. Volare is one of these great restaurants and experiences that has had both a tremendously long run and a super high quality run as well. It demonstrates that quality always sells. When you think about our chef here, Josh Moore, and what he does with both his creativity, his award-winning skill, what he does with his own vegetable garden on his farm. I mean, he's the embodiment of pulling all this together in such a joyful way about food and then sharing it with people to where then they get excited about food and a sustainable food scene in our city. So you put that as part of our experience and variety. And then, of course, we're going to have Annie Harlow and Leslie Wilson and their folks at High Five Donuts. I appreciate that treat for us as well with this year. So just a really broad range of skills that we have in our cities. The accolades keep rolling in. We never get tired of them. Bon Appetit has recently cited us as one of the top foodie cities in the country, Food and Wine, Southern Living. Of course, Top Chef Kentucky really showed off the entire Commonwealth in a beautiful way for millions and millions of people to see. Obviously, food and beverage is super important to our city and tourism. We get about 16 million tourists a year. That continues to grow. We're also very attentive to cultivating the next generation of chefs. What Ed Lee is doing with his female chef program, look, there's it seems like the kitchens and the ownership of the restaurant industry is disproportionately male, and nothing wrong with males, but we need to get more female ownership and more females in the kitchen and running the restaurants as well. So Ed Lee, in his inimitable way, is doing that, and we really appreciate that. He's just started his second cohort of 5 female chefs and trainers and food entrepreneurs on that. We also are working even more closely with JCPS on their culinary track. Chef Space has exceeded everybody's expectations in terms of a entrepreneurial location for people to start up their food concepts. So there's a lot going on, and there needs to be, because from a food and beverage standpoint, I think our city is still in the very early stage of international recognition of what's going on. And of course, we know something that's really driving that, Kaveh Zamanian, is our bourbon industry. Okay, and as everybody knows, and you've probably heard me say this, and I'll say it again when you all come back here, that 95% of the world's bourbon comes from Kentucky, and yes, the other 5% is counterfeit. Okay, so bourbonism, or bourbon and local food tourism, is one of the reasons why we got about 25 new hotels in the city in the past 2 years, that with the expanded convention center. And what the wonderful thing is as these hotels are being filled up with bourbonism visitors, is you talk to them after their experience, they become raving fans of our city. So we're not putting on a 2- and 3-star type of experience for them. These are 4-, 5-, 6-star experiences where they say, A, I'm coming back, and B, I'm going to be telling the rest of my friends about this as well. So it's a really wonderful period that we're in our city right now in terms of overall momentum, and specifically our placemaking strategy around bourbonism and local food is really adding to that in a super great way. So I want to thank Capital One for sponsoring Taste America all around the country. Again, I want to thank James Beard Foundation, Chris, for you guys coming back here and also emphasizing the sustainability part of the whole food equation as well. So look forward to seeing everybody at the 2 days of Taste America in September to showcase our great city once again. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher. So it's incredibly gratifying, just as you said, such nice things about us, to be so embraced, to have the James Beard Foundation so embraced by the city and the state of Kentucky. And so I want to continue our announcement and share some of the talent that's going to be featured. And so I'm proud to announce that the local all-star chef for the Louisville Taste America event this year will be chef owner of Freight House and runner-up in Top Chef Kentucky, Chef Sarah Bradley. We're really excited about this. Unfortunately, Sarah could not be here with us today, but we're incredibly excited to have her join us in September, along with the news of our visiting all-star chef who will be coming to town. This year will be none other than Top Chef All-Star winner, Chef Richard Blaze. So we're really excited to have both of them headlining the gala dinner event that's coming up next month, and really thrilled to have them representing Louisville. I also would be remiss if I didn't mention, because the tour would not be possible without a list of incredible national and local partners that really make this happen. So I want to take a moment to recognize them right now. As we've said several times, our presenting partner of the tour is Capital One, and certainly none of this would be possible without their support. Our in-association partner is American Airlines. Our premier partners, Deloitte, El Tesoro Tequila, and Rabbit Hole Distillery, which you'll hear a bit more about in just a moment. Our supporting sponsors are Ornua Foods North America, Robert Mondavi Winery, Whole Foods Market, and Windstar Cruises. Our patron sponsors are Cason, Choose Chicago, the Mushroom Council, and Upserve. And our founding partner at Bowen & Company. And additional support is provided by Verterra Dinnerware. So thank you to all of our partners. I also want to acknowledge all of our local partners here in the state who have dedicated so much time and support to make this happen. The Kentucky Tourism Arts and Heritage Cabinet, Visit Lex, the Paducah Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Brown Hotel, Speed Art Museum, and the Voice Tribune. Let's give them all a round of applause. We couldn't do this without them. Thank you, guys. And finally, I have to give a huge shout out to our local host committee here in town. And would you all please take a moment and raise your hands if you're in the room, just so we can recognize you, host committee. Give them a round of applause. Their generosity of time, talent, and funds are really what keep organizations like the James Beard Foundation running and able to host events like this all across the United States. And we're incredibly grateful for your support, so thank you. And lastly, I want to extend a huge thank you to Chef Josh Moore and the Volare Italian restaurant team for hosting us here today for this great press conference. Thank you for opening up your doors and making us feel at home. So let's give everyone a big round of applause. That's a lot of people that make this happen. Certainly couldn't do it without all of you. So now I'd like to take a moment to recognize a special new partner of the James Beard Foundation's Taste America Tour. We are here in Kentucky, the home of bourbon, where all else is counterfeit. And so I'd be remiss if we didn't take a moment to recognize our newest national partner for the Taste America Tour, which is the team at Rabbit Hole Distillery, who have recently come on board to support the full year of the James Beard Foundation Taste America program. We're extremely excited to be kicking off our partnership with Rabbit Hole here today. And so I'd like to just take a moment to invite up Kaveh Zamanian of Rabbit Hole Distillery to say a few words. Kaveh?
Good afternoon, everyone. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here and be a sponsor of James Beard Foundation Taste America. Those of you who know me know that I started Rabbit Hole in 2012 with just a basic idea to see if we can bring in some new blood and excitement to the category. And the idea behind it was very simple: be creative and be innovative. That's all that it's about. And I personally have always had a soft spot for artists and creative individuals. And Rabbit Hole is a culture that is set to essentially support and showcase and ultimately show reverence to artists and creative individuals. So for us, partnership with James Beard Foundation Taste of America is really an opportunity to be able to show our commitment to creative individuals, in this case, really true culinary artists across America. As part of this sponsorship, Rabbit Hole is going to be represented across the U.S. at these events, and we're going to be able to support all these culinary artists in a way that hopefully allows them to bring their creations to the table so everybody can celebrate and enjoy alongside our bourbon and rye whiskeys. With that said, again, thank you so much for being here today. We're really excited about this partnership, and please spread the gospel, go out there and follow James Beard Foundation Taste of America. It's going to be a spectacular 2019 and 2020, and drink Rabbit Hole. Cheers.
Thank you, Kaveh. So next up, I want to introduce Regina Stivers, Deputy Secretary of Tourism, Arts, and the Heritage Cabinet, great partners of this year's Taste America. Regina?
Thank you, Chris. And if you haven't been to Rabbit Hole Distillery, it's a very unique venue and a great bourbon, so thank you. The Kentucky Department of Tourism is honored to serve as a local partner of the James Beard Foundation's 2019 Taste America Tour. We're in the midst of an exciting and momentous time for culinary arts across the Commonwealth, and we certainly appreciate the foundation for the work you've done and for recognizing Louisville yet again as one of the host cities in 2019, and congratulations, Mayor. I want to recognize and thank Cabinet Secretary Don Parkinson and Commissioner of Tourism Jay Hall for their work in helping put Kentucky on the map as a destination for great flavors, amazing hospitality, and unique dining experiences. As you know, Kentucky was selected as the host destination for Top Chef Season 16, and we're very proud of our hometown hero, Sarah Bradley, who finished as a close runner-up in the season finale, and she's certainly worthy of all-star recognition. The media value of Top Chef in Kentucky was tremendous for tourism in the state. No matter what attractions that you come to Kentucky to see, whether it's the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs, the distilleries on the Bourbon Trail, the horse farms, the outdoor adventures, or our great music scene, it is evident that visitors are now coming to Kentucky specifically for the authentic culinary experience and staying for tourism attractions. So we're fortunate to have so many chefs and creative minds in the culinary scene who provide the Kentucky flavors to pair with our unique Kentucky tourism opportunities. The opportunity of Taste America for our chefs to collaborate and share ideas not only with Kentuckians, but with chefs across the world and the United States is really something very special. So the Kentucky Department of Tourism, along with the Kentucky Cabinet, Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet, is thankful to be a partner in this event. We appreciate the foundation, all the work you've done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Regina. All right, so to conclude the event today, I'm thrilled to announce the full culinary and mixology talent, the lineup who will be participating in this year's Taste America Louisville events. So bear with me because this is a long list because there's an incredible community here to feature. So the benefit dinner will feature Kentucky culinary talent including Kevin Ashworth of 610 Magnolia, Samantha Four of Tuk Tuk Sri Lankan Bites, Josh Moore of Volare, Bruce Yukon of Mayan Cafe, Jeremy Ashby of Azure, Noki Bukayu of Ashburn Farms, Claudia De La Torre of The Bakery at Sullivan University, Annie Harlow of High Five Donuts, and Leslie Wilson of High Five Donuts. That's going to be a delicious evening. You guys don't want to miss that. And we mentioned this year's new Raising the Bar event, which will take place on the rooftop of the Brown Hotel. And this includes local mixologists and chefs, and those who will be featured at that event include our host chefs, James Adams and Dustin Willett of the Brown Hotel, who I know are here with us today, Ming Pu of the 502 Bar and Bistro, Barbara Turner of Butchertown Grocery, Mark Ford of Anoush Bistro, Kristen Smith of the Wrigley Tap Room and Eatery, Max Ballier of Pizza Lupo, Katie Smith of Pizza Lupo, Davey Butterworth of Decca, Aaron Plevin of Alexander, Matt Brown of Hell or High Water, and Jake Sulek of West Main Crafting Company. Let's give them all a round of applause. Another night you're not going to want to miss. So mark your calendars, September 26th and 27th, right here in Louisville. We hope to see you all there. We thank you in advance for your support and spreading the word. Mayor, thank you so much for welcoming us back to town. And thank you all for coming out today for the announcement. We're a few short weeks away from being back with our Taste America program and really looking forward to it. So thank you for coming. Please stick around, enjoy a small bite, have a glass of Rabbit Hole bourbon or rye whiskey, which we have here today. And we're happy to listen to you afterwards. Thank you so much.